Welcome to second grade. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a wonderful break. It's good to see you all again. Now that we're back in school, we're going to continue with the math that we were working so hard on last semester. All right, and I was so happy with how hard you all worked last year and how hard you all tried and how much I'm frozen, how much you grew last year. So let's make sure we continue working hard, continue learning more math, right, in this new year 2024. Now, I know that's been a couple weeks since we were in school, so I want to get started with a couple of review activities to kind of, right, bring our minds back to where we were before our Christmas holidays. So one thing we were doing, right, we were subtracting with different place values, right? Subtracting with ones or subtracting with tens, subtracting with hundreds. So here we have a problem. 5 tens minus 4 tens. What is 5 tens minus 4 tens? Let's think, right? 5, then we're going to take 4 away. You can also count up from 4 tens, right? 4 tens, 5 tens, 1, 10. Now, if we write this in standard form, we can think of this as 50 minus 40 is equal to 10, right? 5 tens minus 4 tens is equal to 110. And this is going to be an important thing that we're going to continue working on this year. Here's another problem. 7 tens minus 2 tens. So again, you can use your fingers or you can count up from 2, right? 3, 4. Okay, let's think. Raise your hand if you're ready. Liam, what's 7 tens minus 2 tens? Yeah, 5 tens, right? Now, if we think of this in as numbers, right, be 70 minus 20 is equal to 50, right? Because you're talking about tens, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is 5 tens. Here's another one, 11 tens minus 2 tens. Now, I don't think any of us have 11 fingers, right? So maybe we can count up. Maybe you already know what 11 minus 2 is, and that's great. Okay, 11 tens minus 2 tens. What is that? Frida? Yeah, 9 tens, right? You started counting at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 9, right? Or you know that 11 minus 2 is 9. Now, 11 tens is 110. Right? Remember, 10 tens is 100. 10 more is 110. Minus 20 is equal to 90. Here's another one. 15 tens minus 6. So we're doing 15 minus 6. This is in tens. What is it going to be? Didi, whenever you're ready. One more time, Didi. Yeah, 9 tens, right? 15 tens minus 6 is 9 tenths. Now, what is 15 tens as a number? So I'll think. 10 tens is 100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, right? So that's going to be 150 minus 60 is equal to 9 tens or 90. Great. Now, another thing we're going to be doing is using place value charts, right? We were subtracting before break, right? If you remember, we were subtracting by taking out part of our number, right, to make the subtraction easier. That's a great method you can continue using, but I want to, as we enter this new year, right? New year, new you, new year, new me, we're gonna work on writing out subtraction problems vertically, right? Right, with numbers, maybe how you're used to maybe some of your older brothers or sisters doing, or just like we did addition, right? And to do that, I think the place value charts can become very important to us again. So let's remind ourselves, right, that to write a number like 24 in the place value chart, we're going to break this down into 2 10s and 4 1s, right? 20 and 4. 20 and 4. About 124. In that case, right now we have a 100 number. So we have 100, 2 10s or 20, and 4 1s. So you get 124, right? 124. Here's a different number, 106. Now, in your head, I want you to imagine how many dots you'd write in the hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay. Ready? Y'all have it imagined? Great. Yabin, how many 100s would you have? Very good. You have 100s, right? Let's see. Klebin, how many tens would you have? How many tens would you put here? Yeah, it's actually 0, right? There's no tens. And how many ones? Jackie, how many ones? Very good, right? 6. So just 100 and 6 1, or 100 plus 6. So sometimes you won't have tens, you won't have ones, you won't have hundreds, right? But being able to write these numbers with our place value charts is going to be super important. Now, one last thing I want to review, right? You might have to think back, right? Number like 43, we can write this as 4 10s and 3 1s, right? 43, just like we were doing. But I want you to remember back to when I was doing a little magic for us, right? When you have 110, right? 110, remember that we can take this, cross it out, and make how many ones? Remember, does anyone remember how many ones 110 makes? Raise your hand if you remember. Show me with your hands. How many? Good, good, good. Right? 10 ones, right? Because remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 make 110. Remember? Right. So 43, we can also show this as 3 10s and then 13 ones if we take one of our 4 10s and we break it apart into 10 ones. Right. So that regrouping, we call it, is going to be a very important skill that we'll continue using, especially this week and next week. So here's another one. Okay, 57. We have 5 10s and how many ones for 57? Now this part's like a review, right? Amelia, how many ones do we need to make 57 if I already have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? Yeah, just 7 more, right? Great. Now, what if I'm only having 4 10s? That means I'm crossing one of these 10s out. Vanya, how many ones can I make with one of these 10s? Yeah, 10 more, right? Nice. Very good. So now how many ones do I have altogether? 10. Allison H, how many more? Yeah, we have 17 ones now. All right, so this idea of regrouping is going to be super important. Now, I know that was a lot of review. So why don't we all take a break, right? Take a rest. You can pause this video, do a little brain break here before we move on to today's lessons. But all three of those things, right? Subtracting with our place values, writing numbers out on a place value chart, and regrouping, right, those numbers. taking 110 and making them into 10 ones. All very important topics. So let's take a quick brain break here, and then we'll open up our workbooks. All right, so today's lesson is going to be on page 185. 185. And so I'm going to give you a moment to get there. And some of these problems, or a lot of these problems, you can definitely solve it the way that we used to solve it, right? By that I mean, right, splitting up our 26. Now, you don't need to write this down, right? But it means 26 into 20 and 6, and then doing 20 minus 14 is equal to 6, and then adding these two numbers to get our answer. Remember that? No. Because you find the next biggest 10 number. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Great. Now, don't forget it. I don't want you to forget that because it's a very important skill that you can continue using. But as we work towards writing out our subtraction problems like this, now we haven't really taught you how to do this yet, so that's okay if you don't know how to do it. By the end of the week, by next Monday, Tuesday, you're all going to be able to do this, trust me. Okay. But for now, we're going to do a very similar thing using the place value chart. So I want you to work with me on these. We're going to do problem 1 first. First thing you need to do is write out 26 in this place value chart. How do we do that? Well, 26 has 2 tens, right? 1, 2. So go ahead and draw 2 tens. Okay. And then how many ones do I need to draw? Marani? Amarani? How many ones? Yeah, 6 ones. Great. Now remember, I'm going to draw 5, right? Draw these in groups of 5. So 4, 5, and then 1 more. This way I can easily see that I have 6 here. Okay, good. Now let's keep our work neat, right? So you should have 2 tens and 6 ones that have 26. Now from here, we need to take away 14 of them. We're not doing this all at once, though. We're going to start by subtracting our ones number, right? So we need to subtract 4, and I'm going to write minus 4 here. So this reminds me how many I need to subtract. Now, do I have enough here to take 4 away? Yeah, let's try that out, right? I'm going to use a red one, but you can just use your pencil. You're going to cross 4 of these out, okay? 1, oops, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now, after subtracting 4, how many ones do you have left? Allison S., how many ones do you have left? Yeah, 1, 2. So then you're going to write a 2 here. That's going to be part of your answer, right? After subtracting 4 ones, we have 2 ones left. But we're not done with this problem, right? It's not 26 minus 4. We also need to subtract 20 or 2 tens. Or sorry, forget what I said. We also need to subtract 10 or 1 of these 4s, right? We already subtracted 4 ones. Now we need to subtract 1 10. So I'm going to write a minus 1. It's minus 10, but I'm subtracting just 1 of these 10s, right? And then we'll subtract 1 of these 10s. And how many 10s am I left with now? How many 10s, Oliver? Yeah, 1 10. So what am I left with? one 10 and two ones, or 12. So 26 minus 14 is equal to 12. Not too bad, right? Second grade? Not bad. So let's shake off those 10. I know there's a lot of writing. We got one more problem we'll do together. Because the second one, problem number 2, is a little bit trickier. Okay, so this one is 34 minus 25. So let's start by drawing 34 on this place value chart. Okay, so how many 10s do we need here? Yep, we need 3 10s. 1, 2, 3. And how many 1s do we need here? Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I have 34. Now I'm ready to start subtracting 25. But remember, I'm not going to do this all at once. I'm going to start by subtracting my ones. So I need to subtract 5. So I'll go ahead and draw minus 5 here. Okay. Now, I hope you notice there's a problem here. Can I subtract 5? What do you think? Can I take 5 of these away? A lot of you are shaking your head no. Why not? Why can't I take 5 of these away? Tell me, tell me. Yeah, there's only 4, right? I can't take 5 away. So what do? Remember from our warm-up, we need to take one of these 10s and regroup it. So cross one of your 10s out, and we're going to change this 10 into 10 ones. So now draw 10 new ones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you draw only 10, right? Exactly 10. That's very important. Okay, now let's subtract 5 from here. Okay, so now you should have 14, and we're going to cross 5 of them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now how many do you have left altogether? How many do you have left altogether? Christopher? Very good. You have 9 left. Okay. So we're done subtracting our 1s. Now we need to subtract our 10s. So we're going to subtract 2 10s, or 20, from our 10s. Now this one doesn't count, right? Because this one we regrouped already. We need to subtract 2 from the ones that are left over. So 1, 2. How many 10s do we have left now? Yeah, we have 0 10s. So you can write a 0. But our answer is just going to be 9, right? We don't say 0, 9. Our answer is just 9. So 34 minus 25 is equal to 9. So the important thing to remember about this problem, number 2, is that when you don't have enough, right? We only had 4, and you subtract 5, right? When you don't have enough, you need to regroup. You don't always need to regroup, right? For the first problem, we were doing 6 minus 4, and we could do that. We had enough. Second problem, we're doing 4 minus 5. We didn't have enough. In that case, you're going to regroup. And so I want you to continue practicing this. I know it's a first day back with the real lesson, so take it slow, right? Keep your work neat, ask a lot of questions. And if it's challenging, if it's hard to, that's okay, because their first day, right? You don't need to be an expert at this yet. You still need a lot of practice to do. So I'll be back with another video tomorrow with more practice with you all tomorrow. But today, listen, make sure you're listening to your teachers, make sure you're working together and practicing. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.